Good evening to you all. Today is our day 39 of this IT Employability Skills Bootcamp for Women. And like we said, this bootcamp will last for 40 days, and today is our day 39. Like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we have to cover for the day. So today we'll have a recap on what we did yesterday. That is day 38. And also we are going to look at the introduction to data sharing and reporting. And after that, we'll look at types of data reporting. Then we'll look at some best practices. And after that, we'll have question and answer conclusion, and then we'll call it a day. So if you can recall yesterday, we did a practical session on data visualization where I show you how to create bar charts, pie charts, line charts, and also histogram. That's what we did yesterday. And I believe you watched the videos, which are the video which I already shared with you on what we did, and you practice what you have learned. So today we'll look at data reporting. So data reporting is the act of writing what you have done so far or your findings about the data you analyzed. So when you have the raw data, the process of collecting data is one part, and also analyzing the data, creating the visualization on the data is another part. Then writing a report about the data is something entirely different. So you need to learn this data reporting, which the data reporting is the final stage on this, and it's something that you need to learn how to write it, and you need to learn how to put all the insights in order for you to answer the four questions that normally data analysts use to answer. And the question has to do with what happened, why did it happen, what will happen, and what can be done to change the feature. These are the four questions that in every analysis and in every report, you need to figure out what type of report you are writing and what type of question you are about to answer. So all your analysis, all your visualization and everything are of no value when the what did I call it? When the the reporting is not that convincing, is not well constructed. So you need to learn how to write a report so that whatever you said, you have the data to back it up. Whatever you said, you have a data to, give a reference towards what you are saying. So that's all what this data reporting is all about. So like yesterday, if you can recall, right, like yesterday, we did created some graphs. So when you look at them, you need to know there are a lot of things you can write about them. So when you look at the graph that speaks about the males and females, males are 59% and females are 41%. If you look at it carefully, there are a lot you can say about that graph. One, you have to write a report that, okay, looking at this particular data or looking at this particular survey or looking at this graph, the representation of females was 49%, while as of males, for males is 51%. And this is telling a lot of things. Maybe we can say gender mainstreaming, like what a lot of people will have said, because maybe females are not well represented. For example, it's supposed to be 50-50, or maybe you are targeting more females than males. It depends on the type of survey you are conducting. For example, if your survey has to do with breastfeeding, and we saw males in your survey, there is no way you can justify why males are in your survey when you are talking about breastfeeding. I don't know if there is any male that breastfeed. So these are the things that looking at the gender of your data, you can write a lot. So sometimes you'll find out that a particular gender is represented, has a very low representation, and that low representation that they have in your report, you need to talk about that. Maybe, okay, looking at this, so number of people, or so number of gender were not present in a so particular data. And there is something also related to this. Sometimes um, looking at the gender alone when you categorize your data based on maybe location, you want to see the number of males and females represented by a particular location. It can be LGA, it can be department, it can be a particular sector, it can be a school, it can be a state. You might be able to find out that this gender are not well represented from a particular angle of your data. So this is all what this data reporting is all about. You need to look at this, you need to talk more about it, and you need to explain more about that. And this type of issues sometimes are things that you need to go and talk about in your recommendation, saying that okay, this survey did not cover so particular number of gender within a particular location. So in a mop-up survey, or in a follow-up survey, or in another survey or subsequent survey, a particular measure is supposed to be taken. And also you need to cover more males or more females for you to do that. All these are things you need to learn when it comes to data reporting, when it comes to writing about the data. So that's data report, and that's what data reporting is all about. So you see there are lots you can say about it. In single variable, you can talk more about that variable or you want. So there are different types of data reporting that we have, which that's what I want us to look at today, so that you will learn about them and you see what you can uh take home with, because whenever you write a report you need to understand what type of report you are writing. So there is a report that is informational and analytical. So informational and analytical reports are reports you are going to write that talks about the insights only, the insight about the data, like what we did just yesterday. What we did yesterday is just informational and analytical reporting. That way we just create graphs, we just create charts, and we put the charts on our slide, and that's all. That's all what we did. Nothing more. So because they are informational, or you can say analytical reporting, that's what we did yesterday. So don't worry about that. It's just for you to bring or to give an information about the data. Okay, total number of females are this, total number of males are this, to percentage of females are this, percentage of males are this, people from so department are this, people from so state are this, people from so this are this, revenue generated is this within a particular month is. That's the analytical and informational reporting that you are given. But you should take note on this. When you are writing this report, you are not going too technical. You are not writing a lot of technical things about this. It's just like you trying to give a descriptive analysis of something, just to give a description of a particular thing. That's all what you are doing. So we have a report that has to do with recommendation or justification report. So this report is the report you need to talk more about why something happened within the data. And you need to write a recommendation, you need to bring recommendation to that or justification of why. Look at this, like what I just said. When we have low coverage of females within a particular location, you need to talk about that. Why did that happen? Maybe it's because of insecurity within the area. Maybe it's because of the number of low enumerator that go to that particular area. Or maybe it can be anything. Anything can happen that result to that particular low coverage of that gender. Or maybe the location did not allow females to talk or males to talk to females, and the enumerators or supervisors sent to that particular location are all males. So if they are all males, definitely they cannot speak to the husbands or the household heads there cannot will not allow their wives to talk to strangers like that or something like that. So there are a lot of things that you look at within the data to justify why something happened in that particular or in that particular under that particular variable. So these are the things you need to look at. These are the things you need to uh, talk through when you are writing the recommendation or report. So now, the next thing we'll look at to talk about this report is the investigative report. So for the investigative report, this report is more of you trying to discover something within the data. It's just that, like a interrogative report. Maybe you are just trying to figure out something, figure out a pattern, figure out a particular thing within that's what this investigative report is all about. Sometimes that's why a lot of maybe organizations are conducting um we say like post distribution monitoring. They are conducting like mop up or LQAS surveys, and all these are surveys are conducting. When you are writing a report, you are writing an investigative report, or maybe there is an issue happening, or maybe a report about maybe looting, stealing, or something like that. Then a particular survey was conducted, and you are writing a report on that. So maybe to write a report or to write about your findings on something. Because as you know, maybe for LQS, when you are writing a report, you are writing a report on the missing children during a round of immunization, issue of non-compliance, and all these things. So these are the investigative report. Something has been conducted. Now you are there to confirm, to investigate, to bring out some findings related to that. And you need to understand all this because when you put them into practice, when you start writing the report about them, you would better understand them and know what is going on. So another thing that we have is compliance report. This compliance report uh, is just a report you need to write about a compliance, maybe about uh, maybe something or somebody or some part of people have complied or has met up a particular criteria. That's the compliance report. For example, if I give you a data, I don't know if you were given a data, maybe it's not you. If you are given a data that has to do with you giving admission to people, that's something we give during the data analytics bootcamp. We used to assign a data to you as an examination officer, maybe working with JAM. Then we'll give you a data on people to issue admission based on a particular criteria within the data. So you are the one to do that. That's a compliance report. Okay, number of people have met the criteria to be under a particular course, maybe to get medicine, to get biochemistry, to get microbiology, to get something. So that issue of compliance report, or maybe a particular company or a particular organization has met up a criteria for them to work under a particular location or to work under something like that. So that what compliance report is all about, and it's more of you trying to answer the question whether something has met up a certain condition. So that's what it is all about. So we have a feasibility report. So for the feasibility report, it has to do with whether a particular something is possible. That's what it's all about. Whether a particular something is possible to happen or to be conducted or to be carried out. So that's for the feasibility report. So when you look at the feasibility report, it's like a compliance, but compliance has to do with meeting of a certain condition or criteria or requirements. But for the feasibility report, is you looking at something to ensure something can be done or to ensure that a particular thing can be carried out. So that's what feasibility report is all about. So I might look at maybe your data to see that, okay, is this okay? I can just send a something within your group and I can say, can we hold a class today, for example? So no, no, yes, no, no, yes, no. Based on the data, I will look at maybe I can have a lot of variables to compare. But maybe, yeah, let me say I can have a lot of variables. Maybe I can have the variables of I can look at the people that say no and yes. Okay, fine. When you have people that say no and yes in your class that said, okay, no, we shouldn't have a class. Yes, we should have a class. So I'm not just going to take an action based on, I'm not going to take action based on that. Why? Because out of the people that said yes and out of the people that say no, I have to clean that data to ensure how many people are attending the class normally. Not because of this issue, not because of me asking. How many people are asking? How many people are attending the class for them to even respond to this particular question? There are people that are not attending the class. They're just waiting for the recorded class to come and they watch. They are not live always. So when they say no, how am I going to even look at their response? When they even say yes, how am I going to look at their response? Because they can say yes. After that, they will not even attend. They can say no already, they are not attending. So their response, their view is of no value to me. So we are going to discard that. At the end of the day, even if you have no 30 and yes are 10, after you clean your data, you remove those uh unserious people that say no, 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 which they are already unserious before even the survey. When you remove them, you will find out that only 5 of them are attending your class that said no. Don't hold the class today. So it's going to be 10 against 5. And after this 10 against 5, if you like maybe to follow up with the data collection and other, you can ask for the reason. Okay, when you ask, can we hold a class today? No, yes. What are your reasons? So when you look at the reasons behind the 5 people that gave the reasons, you can look, there are a lot of things that can happen. Out of this, you can see that these 5 people that say no and they are very serious in your class, you see, you can watch it, you can see that they have a very cogent reason why the class shouldn't hold on for the day. When you look at the reason behind the 10 people that said yes, the class should be hold this and that, you might find out that it's not kind of peaceable, because the reason they gave is just will not hold water and the rest. So that why maybe at the end of the day you will conclude that no, the class will not be carried on. All this has to do with this kind of visibility report. Are you looking at the data that you have at your disposal? So that's it. So the next thing we have is KPI reports. KPI report has to do with the key performance indicators report. This is the report where there is a particular uh, intervention that activities were conducted, and you want to measure the interventions. So you want to measure the intervention based on the indicators uh, already created during the planning of that. So when you look at that, then you write a report based on such indicators. So indicators are something, I don't want to dwell more on that. It's just for you to learn that there are indicators on this. So when you are writing a report based on these indicators, you are measuring the performance by indicators. So that's what these indicators a KPI report is all about. So the next thing that we have is periodic and research report. So periodic and research report is a report that is conducted based on a particular period of time. So it can be weekly, it can be monthly, it can be a weekly report based on the revenue generated within a particular shop or within a particular company. That's periodic and research report. So I want to look at how much I made in my company. Every Friday, I'm writing a report on that. So that's periodic and research report. Every time there is a certain time or period of time that you write such report. So it can be weekly, it can be quarterly, it can be yearly, it can be weekly, it can be quarterly, it can be monthly, it can be anything. So that's it. Yeah. So that's the periodic research report. So I think this is the okay. There are some best practices that we'll look at while writing a report. So let's look at these best practices. So first of all, whenever you're writing a report, you start with the introduction, of course, to take a brief about the survey. And also you look at the challenges. Before the challenges, you need to talk about the analysis report. Use your visualization charts and graphs to write about the analysis report. And after that, you talk about the challenges. And these challenges has to come with the survey conducted, or has to come with what you have undergone during the cleaning of the data and everything. That's what challenges is all about. Then you write a recommendation. So this is your recommendation ones towards these challenges that you discovered in the report. So you talk about that. So in this your analysis report, you need to take out of all these reports that I discussed about what type of analysis that report that you are writing. Make sure you write the one you are writing. And these challenges, you write challenges. You need to talk about the challenges. So in these challenges, every discovery that is a challenge within the data, you need to talk about it under challenges. Not only during the survey, but even within you trying to clean the data and within you figuring out what happens within the data. So maybe during the data, there is no single person that was maybe interviewed within a particular area. So maybe you can talk about that. There is nobody there, and in the subsequent maybe survey, people supposed to be maybe covered and the rest. So that's another thing, and the rest thing is conclusion. Then you summarize everything and talk about your findings and everything in the summary. So that's the best practice in whenever you are writing a report. And that way, whenever you, most of you, when you are writing your reports, you are doing your capstone project, you are writing a report, an analysis report. So you need to follow this format for you to write that and for you to share it with us. So it has to come with the introduction, the analysis, the challenges, the recommendation, and conclusion. So any one of them can take any pages, but as for analysis report is what will take a lot of pages, a lot of things for you to write. So that's all what it's all about. So I think this is where we are going to stop. If you have a question, you ask your question. If we don't, we can call it a day. Okay, yeah, I'm very sorry about your class. Ahmad made a mistake and said your class is going to be hold on by train, uh, by 9:30. I'm very sorry for that. Some of you, I know you are going to join 9:30 or something like that. So I have two classes. I have one for the nationwide, so and I have yours. So I have to hold your class before 9 to 9:30 because we are finishing your class now. So I have to hold it 9 to 9:30 and then I hold their class between 9:30 to I don't know when we are going to finish. So he made a mistake and he just copy and just change the link. The same message, you just change the link and share with you. After when it is 9, I realized that he told you the class is going to hold 9:30, which is a mistake. Seriously, it's a mistake. But yeah, despite that, we are going to share the video with you and you're going to watch the class. Maybe that you missed. So tomorrow will be our final class, and let's look at what we are going to cover tomorrow and let's meet tomorrow. So it's already 9:30. I'm going to start that class now. So see you tomorrow. I don't think I didn't see any question from anybody. So I wish you all the best and have a wonderful dream. And bye bye.